Hello and welcome, my friends and viewers, to this week's episode of Legendlore, where I draw pictures of monsters, characters, gods, and other things from D&D 5th edition, while giving a small bit of quickly digestible history about them. Together we'll go over their origins within the game, how they're utilized in the modern edition, and how I like to utilize them in my own games. In this entry we will be covering the stoic god of protection and defenders, Helm. Helm, otherwise known as the Vigilant One, is an incredibly old deity and the Forgotten Realms god of guardians, protection, defense, and protectors. Making his first appearance in the Forgotten Realms campaign set for 1st edition, Helm has appeared in every edition since then, and is seen as a cold and focused deity who impartially takes upon the role of divine defender and sometimes enforcer. This role has had him both align with and against other gods, depending on the circumstances. One such occurrence was his killing of the goddess of magic, Mystra, who attempted to pass him to return back to her divine plane during the Time of Troubles, an era that saw the gods forced to walk the material plane in mortal form. He refused to let her pass, as was his duty, and when she tried to force her way past him, he cut her down with his sword, unleashing a palpable wave of arcane energy upon the realm. Despite his calm and cold demeanor, Helm would feel immense guilt for this act, shedding a tear that would crystallize into a powerful but unstable gemstone known as the Guardian's Tear, of which I will get deeper into later on in this video. In terms of his interactions with other deities, Helm holds Lathander, the Morning Lord, in particular contempt, due to him having a hand in the death of Myrdain, a lesser deity of pragmatism and Helm's then lover. Beyond that, Helm's always opposed deities whose intent was to spread chaos, danger, instability, and pain, these gods specifically being Bane, Cyric, Mask, and Shar. He was also especially at odds with the uncontrolled violence and desolation of the deities Garagos, Malar, and Talos. Helm's only true friend and ally is Torm, the god of justice, whose clergy often clashes with Helm's own due to ideological differences. This has had little effect on the actual relationship between the gods. Helm stands as the Eternal Watcher, wearing a full suit of armor that represents the weight of his heavy responsibility as sentinel to the realm. Despite the weight of his domain, Helm has never complained once about his duty, and always sought everything through to the end, being seen by the common folk as a humble and reassuring god that they could truly put their unwavering faith in to protect them. Helm was also particularly protective of children, seeking to preserve their innocence from the wicked world and forgiving their minor transgressions. In my games, Helm stands as a representation of cosmic order greater than the gods, almost a construct more than a living god. His lore of killing Mystra still stands, and as such he is viewed almost as a grim reaper of the gods, an unstoppable entity who will arise to come after those who upset the divine balance in either direction. Good or evil, he will not care, and this has made most of the divines loathe and fear him. But this does not mean that he can't be manipulated or pled to. Some gods have come to plead their case to Helm, convincing him to attack or inhibit other deities in a number of ways. And there are some that believe that Helm will be the one to kill all of the other gods in the very last days of the world. In terms of classes I like to align with Helm, there are the Order, War, and Peace Clerics, the College of Valor and Swords Bards, Zealot Barbarians, Abjuration Wizards, Way of the Kensai and Mercy Monks, all manner of fighters, some Hexblades, and Paladins so long as they are not of the Conquest or Oathbreaker variety. Helm's only lore-supported magic item was made by him unintentionally, that being the crystallized tear he shed upon killing the goddess Mystra. This gemstone, known as the Guardian's Tear, is about a foot long with an 8-inch diameter, and was created by the mixture of Helm's torrential guilt with the wild arcane energies unleashed from the weave upon Mystra's death. The artifact itself is always considered to be under the spell non-detection, preventing any form of divination magic from being cast upon it. And if a person held the artifact, they would be subject to the spell dispel magic until all spells affecting them were ended. Its presence causes the weave around it to act erratically, causing wild magic surges and dead zones to appear, disappear, and fluctuate in severity. As such, I don't have this item as something that the players can truly collect and use as a magic item, but rather as a plot point or as a way to explain the presence of magical fluctuations in my setting. Items that I do like to give to my players that are aligned with Helm include the Sentinel Shield, cloaks and rings of protection, Holy Avenger and Defender weapons, rods of alertness, and any other magic items that have to explicitly do with protection or the defense of yourself and others. Helm stands as a god of protection, yet seems to be identified primarily by the deaths that he's caused and the ramifications that they had. Despite his emotionless demeanor, it is clear that he can be deeply affected by the things around him, but refuses to let his own thoughts impede his perceived duty as the Warden of the Gods. I want to thank all you guys for watching, and if you guys want to be updated on the next Legendlore, please subscribe and press the little bell icon on the corner, and follow me on social media for the progress of each piece. Also, comment down below about how you've used Helm in your games, what kind of characters you have that follow them, and just any adventure or encounter that you've had involving them. Also, please let me know in the comments what kind of D&D characters, gods, and monsters you guys would like to see in the next videos to come. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.